The Galactic Council will tell you the ban was about balance, a fair fight, they'd say. But every species there that day knew the truth. They banned human soldiers because they were terrified. It all started on Karsis Prime. The mission was supposed to be routine. A mineral-rich planet, light gravity, predictable weather. There was a native species, the Victal, hostile but technologically inferior. The Council called it a containment action, not a war. 3 coalition legions were sent in. 1 human regiment was attached, just for observation. They were explicitly told not to take the lead, not to engage without orders, and absolutely not to escalate. The humans agreed. That was the galaxy's first mistake. Karsis Prime was a nightmare. Jagged obsidian plains, deep sulfur-choked canyons. The Victal lived underground, swarming out to hit supply lines and then vanishing before orbital scans could get a lock. For 6 agonizing weeks, the coalition forces bled. Their energy shields corroded in the acidic air. Their automated targeting systems couldn't track the Victal's erratic movements. Entire battalions were wiped out in ambushes that seemed to come from nowhere. The Council commanders screamed for more drones, more airstrikes, more precision. The humans just asked one simple question: where are they going? Not where are they coming from. The commanders ignored them. They ignored them right up until the night the 7th Coalition Legion collapsed. The Victal launched their biggest assault yet. Tens of thousands erupted from the ground, right under the Coalition's main staging area. Artillery was overrun in minutes. Command bunkers went dark, one by one. Coalition doctrine demanded a full retreat, but the humans didn't retreat. Without waiting for orders, the human regiment moved. They were fast, coordinated, and terrifyingly calm. They shut down their own comms encryption, broadcasting on an open channel so every allied unit could hear them. There were no grand speeches, no cries of fear, just clear, relentless instructions. Form on us, fall back through our line, do not stop moving. Human soldiers charged straight into the swarm. They didn't bother with shields or rely on drones. They used kinetics, blades, explosives set to manual detonation. When the Victal collapsed the tunnels behind them, the humans didn't pull back, they pushed deeper. They marked the walls with chalk and blood, mapping the underground pathways faster than any Council sensor ever could. And then, they did something no other species had ever dared to do. They followed the enemy home. 3 hours later, seismic readings spiked across the entire planet. The humans had found the Victal brood chambers, the massive underground caverns where the Queens coordinated the swarm. Standard procedure would have been orbital bombardment. The humans refused. Too messy, their commander said. And it doesn't end the problem. Instead, they planted charges. Not to destroy the caverns, but to reshape them. They redirected pressure, cut off pheromone flows, and forced a feedback loop through the Queen's own neural network. When the detonations began, the Victal didn't just die. They panicked. Across the planet, every single swarm froze mid-attack. They surfaced in utter confusion, tearing at each other, their hive mind shattered. The war was over in 17 minutes. When the Council arrived 2 days later, they didn't find the devastation they expected. They found something far worse: efficiency. The human regiment stood in perfect formation. Their casualties were high, but far lower than any projection. The planet's infrastructure was intact, and the Victal, they were still alive, but leaderless, broken, and contained. The humans had neutralized an entire species without committing genocide. And that is what truly terrified the Council. In the emergency session, the words were carefully chosen. Human combat behavior demonstrates unacceptable asymmetrical escalation. Human adaptability destabilizes conventional warfare models. The vote was unanimous. Human soldiers were banned from all coalition ground wars. Officially, it was about fairness. Unofficially, the galaxy had learned a horrifying lesson on Karsis Prime. Humans didn't just fight battles. They ended wars. Today, the story of Karsis Prime is taught in every military academy. Not as a victory, but as a warning, because they all know that one day, when the galaxy faces a threat it can't contain, When all strategies fail and doctrines collapse, the ban will be lifted, and humanity will be asked to do what it does best: finish it.